Hi crafters, and welcome to Technique of the Week. This week we're all about the smooshing background, and I have stuff off to the side here that I'm going to use. I'm going to show you 4 different ways to smush your color background. I'm going to take a piece of basic white cardstock just so everything is the same. Nothing will be different. We're going to control it with the cardstock and with the ink spots we use. So let me just get these down to card panel sizes. Alright, so there we have our 4 that we're going to use. Alright, now let's bring out, we're going to show you saran wrap, soft plastic, acetate, and acrylic block. All right, so let's start first with the acetate. So what I like doing here is, you can use stamp pad too, but I will take my spots and just put them all over this area. Now, I'm not so worried about cross-contamination because these are spots. They can quickly be re-inked, but they also don't have much of a surface. All right, so here's, you always have to have one kind of heavy defining color. And I'm making this area bigger than my card base. All right, so the colors I used were Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape, Fresh Freesia, and Coastal Cabana. And I'll be using those on all of the cards. All right, let's take that base. I have a lot of little, oops, sorry, went out of focus, spritzers filled with just water. Good old H2O. All right, so let's go ahead. Remember, this is saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever you want to call it. Oh no, did I just break this? It's not spraying. Here, let me undo it and do it back together. See if I maybe... Yeah, no, that one's not working. Huh, you can tell though it's yellowed. I've had it for many, many years, pretty sure. All right, let's do this one. You want to get your surface really wet. You want to see those colors start to pill up. But we're not making them run. We're not picking up the plastic. We're not making them run. And then you're going to bring this down. You're going to fold this over. I like doing this so all the water gets on the cardstock. Now, one side's going to be hopefully our good colored side, and the other side's going to be what's left over. All right. So let's go ahead, pick this up. And there is, throw that in the bag, there is our first technique. So that is using, let me go ahead and put this on top of this. So some of that water from the cardstock, your cardstock is going to be very saturated. So with the saran wrap, the cling wrap, whatever you want to call it, you're going to get a very mixed look. You're going to get it very, it's going to be very soft. It's going to be kind of like all fall together. So there you can see that. And I put it over on the side to dry. Let me find, sorry, I have one of these, and I'm going to put it off to the side so this can dry. Now when you're drying them, you want to make sure that they kind of dry straight too, just so the colors won't run anymore. All right, let's take our next one. This is going to be what I call soft plastic. You know, I'm going to get a bigger piece. This is just packaging that you get your stamps in. So let me get a bigger piece so it covers the full card panel. Here we go. So here's one, and it's that soft plastic. What we're going to do here, again, we're going to take this and I'm going to show this, well, I'll probably have to cut some more. I'm going to show this two different ways. I'm first going to show you direct to. So that'll mean I'm taking my cardstock direct to it, but then I'll also show you the fold technique. You know what, I think I'm going to not do as much Gorgeous Grapes. It's such a strong color. Let's go ahead. Let's get that wet so the colors start moving a little. And let's just press this down on it. I'm just going to tap around. Card's curling, so you know it's gotten wet. And there you have that one. And put this down. Ooh, I got a hair in there. Not good. All right. So this one you can see a little more distinct, not as combined, not as it's not congealed, coagulated. I can't think of the word, but it's going to be more of a defined look. I'm just going to kind of do this. Since there's not water left on here, it's going to dry just like that. So I don't have to worry about moving water around. All right, let's get that piece back out. Let's clean it off a little. Get as much of the wet off it as we can. You know what? I'm not going to show you because I'm going to show you. I'll show you on the acetate. But what we were going to do is we were going to ink it up, get it wet, and then go direct to it. But you'll probably get similar results to the hard acetate. So that was your soft plastic packaging. Now let's go to acetate. This is the other piece you get in your stamp set. So it is your more hard rigid. Where this is, see how this is all floppy, bends in half. This is your acetate, your stronger acetate. All right, so let's put that down. I feel like I need to wipe it off. Your acetate is like dust magnet. It's full of static. I don't like using a dryer sheet on this because then you've introduced some chemicals to it. So I like leaving it just as it is. So let's see. Let's get some of that fresh freesia on there. Some Coastal Cabana. You know what, I'm going to do this one flat too, just so they're all in the flat, but then we'll cut another piece or take a scrap piece and we will show you the bend technique. How about that? So we'll do more than 4. All right, let's see, again, get that water on there so you see the movement. Take your cardstock down. Let that ink soak in there. And again, here you're getting very distinct areas, but you can see on this one, you do get some water pooling because that's such a hard surface that it doesn't allow for the water to walk away, run away. I'm going to turn it upside down. So again, pretty distinct areas where your ink is. We'll do the last one with the straight method, and then we'll show you the folded or curved method. Get this cleaned up here. I should have left my old piece up here. I mean, it's all wet. Should have left my old ripped up one there until we got through this. All right. Put this over here. And then we have your acrylic block. I probably should have taken off that other grid. It's going to be very hard to see where I've inked and haven't inked because of that grid. All right. I might have enough in this one to use it. Now this is going to be no give. All right. That's out, so let's go ahead and go into this one. All right, got that very wet. Again, pressing this down, trying to do it lightly. It's still going to smush those colors though. There you have that. This, you can see you're going to get a lot of water piling on the edges. So I usually will just go down quickly. And there you have that. Again, very distinct, but very much covered the whole surface. So here is your acrylic block. Oops, let me. So we have acrylic block, we have acetate sheet, we have soft plastic bag, and we have saran wrap. All right. So I'm going to put these back in order so I know which way they are. Okay, so now let's talk about that folding method. All right, we're not going to use the acrylic block for that, so I'm going to put this back over here underneath my block box. There we go. All right, so let's grab that hard acetate and let's grab that soft packaging. So what we're going to do here, and you know what, the one that ran out of water, this still has water in it. This one, since this one broke, I might just pour the water in there if I need it. All right, so let's go here. Usually with the folding, I will do, let me grab out some test pieces here of the basic white again. Usually with this method, I'll do one color at a time. I'll get it wet. I'll pick up my acetate. I will bend it and I'll smush it like this. This you can control the way your background looks. All right, let's dry that off a little because we're bringing our next color into that. So now we're going to do Coastal Cabana. Some color on there. Bend it. You can roll it if you want. Next color. This I'm keeping a little more contained so I can get my spots on here that I want. And last color will be Gorgeous Grape, which is the darkest. So you can see when you do the folded smoosh technique, it's going to be very linear. All right, let's put it over there. So there's the hard acetate. With the folded method, you can control where your color is going with that folded method. All right, and the last one we're going to do is the folded method with the soft plastic. All right, so let's start back over here. This, along with the saran wrap, I like because you could really, with the saran wrap, and my piece is all messy here, so I don't want to bring it over my card. But with the saran wrap, you can actually put like some old dryer sheets or something in here, and then you could pounce and get that look by pouncing with the color. All right, not going to show that to you, but go ahead and try it and let me know how it looks. All right, I do have color on there. I can see it now. So now with this, I feel like you can control a lot more. You can squeeze it up. See how this is how we would kind of do it with that saran wrap. We would kind of be smushing it up, squeezing it up. So you get less of that linear look. It's still going to be linear in nature because your plastic is hitting the cardstock in a linear fashion. But you can squeeze it together, scrunch and smoosh at the same time, huh? And get a little bit of a different look. So now here we have this. Again, I'm scrunching this up. You could go flat to it, but I'm scrunching that up. Let's go ahead and dry this off again. You want to dry this off in between, not only to take any of that color off, but you also want to get that water off because water is not good for your ink pads. Even though they're water-based, you really don't want to get a lot of water on your ink pads. And you could use your bigger ink pads, your full size. I'm just using the spots because I use my spots whenever I can. Feel like I don't have a lot of color there, so I'm going to move it a little bit more over here. Alright, and we're ready for our last color. Now the last color is Gorgeous Grape. It is the strongest color, so I'm not going to put a lot on because I feel like if I do, it's going to just overtake the whole background. So let's just put a couple little areas, concentrate it right in the middle. I use a lot of water. I'm going to let it move around. Alright, so I'm going to let some of it drip off. How about that? And then I'm going to squish it. If I wanted to get some color in this corner, I could go straight to there, like that. Ooh, I got ink all over. Look at that, I even got it on my photo backdrop. Alright. So with the soft plastic, let me get this cleaned off a little before I throw it in my little garbage pail. Alright, so you can see with the soft, you can control it a lot more than with your hard acetate, which is going to give you more linear looks. This, you can actually scrunch it up to be more of a splotchy smush look. Alright, so here we go. Soft plastic smush, scrunch smush. Hard acetate, scrunch smush. Let's bring these over here. And then here are the originals. Here was your saran wrap. Here was your soft packaging. Here was your hard acetate. And here was your acrylic block. Okay, and you can see that the saran wrap, cling wrap gives you the most coverage only because when you wet it, the whole surface becomes like a palette. It's a little softer, so it seems like it concentrates a little more in a pool, and that's why you get more coverage. Whereas with your harder, as you get harder, the water is more likely to run off, so you get less of a muted background look. But there you are. Here are all of your background looks. So this is Smooshing ink backgrounds. And this is, of course, your Scrunch and Smoosh. That sounds weird, doesn't it? It does. So I will put these inside of an old phone book for a day, just so that extra moisture will come out and it will lay it flat. And then they'll be ready to use for backgrounds on my cards. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up if you don't mind, guys. Have a great day, a great Sunday. I'm recording this on Sunday, but this is the technique of the week, so feel free to use it all week and let me know what you think of it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.